No, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So fine. So we discuss about these slides, and so coming to the next slide. Okay, just give me 1 minute. So any doubt is there till last slide, the previous slide? I think there is no doubt. No, up to here we have already covered. And what one platform carry unlimited information. Yeah. Now coming to this next part of the slide. So this is all about why we are studying this big data. है ना? So this is all about that, the importance of big data, isn't it? Now data accumulation from multiple sources that we already know how we are going to get the data and how we are going to accumulate the data. So multiple resources are there through internet, social media is there, and e-commerce sites are there. Some external agencies are also there from where you can get the data. I mean, you can get the data free of cost also, like UCI is there, your Kaggle is there. So, lot many sites are providing that data free of cost for analysis purpose, isn't it? So real-time forecasting and monitoring of the business as well as market. So I mean everything is real-time nowadays, isn't it? The moment you're going to click some sort of your icon, immediately it is going to show some sort of your, I mean nearby help. Like suppose you clicked mobile, isn't it? So you are going to get some sort of your uh, uh, advertisement related with your mobile, that may be your laptop, that may be your suppose tablet and so on. So related to that gadgets you are going to see the real time advertisement. So immediately they are going to take some step. So they don't want to lose the customer, isn't it? So they are going to see your latest this one. So what is all about your interest, what is all about that. So immediately they are going to respond. So real time forecasting is there. Now, next is identifying crucial points hidden within the large data set to influence the business decision. Clear? So some of the points are there which is really important to me. So I'm going to leave the rest part of the data and I'm going to focus on the small part of the data which is really focus for my particular business, isn't it? So I'm going to take that data and I'm going to analyze that particular data. Clear? So small data may be crucial for me. So promptly mitigate risk by optimizing the complex decision of unforeseen events and potential threats. So it is saying that we are going to reduce the risk, and mitigate risk. We are going to reduce the risk by optimizing the complex decision. So lot many complex decisions are there, but by using the big data, we are able to minimize that risk. If I am aware that I'm not going to open my shop in some post area. Rather, I'm going to start my business by using e-commerce just by paying suppose 3,000 rupees for a particular site, isn't it? Say as for example, you're going GoDaddy.com is there, WordPress is there, uh, Wix.com. So lot many different sites are providing that feature, that services by which you can start your e-commerce, and you are not supposed to invest huge amount of money in order to go for some business, isn't it? So you are going to minimize the risk. So it is going to mitigate the risk by optimizing the complex decision. So if decision is very tough, it is very herculean task to take the decision. So still you are able to take the decision by using your big data analysis. So it is going to reduce the risk. Next, identify issue in the system and business process in real time. Fine. So all the issues are going to be resolved by using this big data, and then we can take some step on the go, on the fly itself. We are able to do that in real time scenario. We are able to take some step. Now, coming to the next slide, how it is really going to help the organization. So these are also the part of that big data. So how this big data is going to help the market and help the business. So unlock the true potential of a data-driven market. So nowadays we already know it is data-driven, and the data are nothing but we are going to say this is oil for me. And nowadays we are going to say this is oil. Oil is nothing but very precious element. So if the country is going to own some oil, and like crude oils are there, so we assume that that country is very rich. So here also, if any country is having ample amount of data, each and every information is there. So we assume that he's going. I mean, that country is going to conquer. So this data is very important for me, and this is called your oil, oil of the current scenario. So dig in customer data to create tailor-made product, services, offers, and discount. So if I am able to understand the nature of the particular customer, or I am going to focus on that particular customer, so obviously we are going to take some steps, and we are going to give some offers. We are going to give some discounts, like in many of the e-commerce site it is there, and in Paytm also, if you are going to pay, you are going to earn some points and so on so forth. So they are just going to motivate you. Clear? So by using that analysis, they are doing that. Facilitate speedy delivery of the product. So if you are having a good amount of data, so easily you are able to deliver the data. Not only this, you are able to trace the data also. And nowadays you are able to see right now what is the position of my product, which is being handled by some courier, isn't it? So each and every fraction of second you can monitor, isn't it? So this product is there, the speedy delivery of the product is there, services are there. If they are going to delay, so they are not going to survive in the market. So they're trying to send the data as soon as possible. Even suppose you purchase some gadgets, fine. So you purchase, suppose, Alexa, isn't it? So you want that the Alexa should reach as soon as possible without any delay. Okay. So by using that big data, they are able to trace that entire thing. And next, diversify revenue stream to boost company profit and ROI. And so it is going to diversify revenue. So ultimately, by seeing the interest of that particular customer, by seeing that, by focusing on that particular customer, we are going to, get a rate of interest, or we are going to see the reason of interest. What is the exact part he is targeting about? The customer is targeting about. So by using that data, we are going to analyze that. Okay. बच्चों क्लियर हो रहा है? माय वॉइस इज गोइंग थ्रू? आवाज जा रही है बच्चों?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now respond to customer request, grievances, and queries in real time. So I mean, on the fly, immediately we are able to do that in real time scenario. All the grievances means, your suppose some sort of your issues are there, that is going to be resolved. So you are going to give some feedback. So based on the feedback, they are going to rectify themselves. They are going to restructure themselves in order to make a good product, so that next time they are not going to get some complaints from your side. Okay? So again, big data helps in that aspect also, in order to increase the quality of the product. Foster innovation of new business strategy, product, and services. So it is going to increase the, speedy innovation. है ना? So ultimately, it is going to be beneficial for us if we are going to, use this big data. So innovations are going to come in picture, and some new business strategy. You can take some step by using this big data. You can launch new product, and you can go for some services. Suppose your product is not good, but still your service is good. Immediately you are going to respond to the customer. So ultimately the customers are going to be satisfied, and most probably next time they are going to take your product only. Okay. So lot many different ways this big data is beneficial for us. Now, benefits in one go. So in a glance, you can see, even in next slide also, I've given this, the entire scenario that is there in this previous slide. So in one go, you can see, so this big data is beneficial in this a number of different way. है ना? That is market knowledge. We are going to have knowledge of the market. We can open the, shop. We may not be going to open that shop in physically in Cannot Place or suppose Janakpuri in POS area. Rather, we are going to go for e-commerce, and then we are going to see the trend whether my product is liked by the customer. Then in that case, I may go for opening the shop physically. No, but by opening the shop physically somewhere, suppose you open the shop in Meerut, so in Meerut, I mean, only Meerut person are going to buy that thing. But the moment you are going to, I mean, go for suppose e-commerce sort of thing, you launched your site, so entire world is seeing your product. Okay, anybody can buy that. So it is going to increase the, increase the. It is really scalable. Anybody can see that. It is not merely related to Meerut or Delhi region. है ना? If you're going to go for suppose some shop, so it is. I mean, anywhere anybody can see, anybody can buy your product. So that is your market knowledge. Improved strategy and pricing. So by seeing the competitor, and we may increase or decrease the prices, and so that I'm going to gain the I'm going to gain lot many profits from that particular product. Control online reputation. So online we are going to be benefited. Online we are going to have that reputation for a particular suppose employee or customer. So even we already know that you are earning badges by solving some of the queries and all that. So ultimately you are going to develop the reputation among the different employer, isn't it? And the employer are going to hire you. So online, everything is just online because of this big data. Clear? So we already know the meaning of big data, and a lot many data are being generated. That is really unstructured data, we can say. Because structured data, we are working on structured data for a long time. By using DBMS, RDBMS, isn't it? Oracle, MySQL, and all that. So that is big data, and big data is generating this non-structured data, or can say semi-structured data. Lot many data are being generated by using image, by using emojis, by using videos, audios. So lot many different discrete structure, discrete data are being generated. Clear? And we are supposed to handle. Clear? We will see how we are going to handle by using Hadoop, MapReduce, and all that. Clear? So next, new product development is there. So obviously, if you are going to analyze the market, you are going to go for new product or some new startup is going to be taken care by you. Clear? Cost saving is there. So if you are able to identify the market, you are going to save the cost also. Recruitment, we have already seen that how the employees are going to recruit how the employer are going to recruit the employees and online, like badges and all that. By seeing that, they are going to hire you. Freelancers are there. By seeing that capability, by seeing your submission of the project in time, they are going to hire for your new projects, hire for their new projects. So this recruitment makes easy for them by using your big data. Increased efficiency. Obviously, if I'm going to be aware with the big data what is going to happen next, so I'm going to no, I'm not going to invest my time in that. Ultimately, efficiency and productivity will be increased in that case. And focus on local client need. So this is also very important. So I'm going to focus on a particular customer in order to go for this. Clear? So each and every customer is having its own view. So they are targeting customer wise. है ना? Earlier they were targeting region wise, but nowadays they are targeting customer wise. What is the choice? What is the interest of this particular customer? है ना? He is inclined to which particular thing, maybe electronic gadget, or he's interested to go for clothes and dressing sense and all that. So in this case, entire thing is being analyzed by using this big data. Clear? So it is going to reduce the time. Clear? Because beforehand we are going to take some step, and ultimately we are going to, reduce our time. And last is all about, last but not least, it is your increased sale. So ultimately, all these things are going to target about your selling part. So this business guys and business tycoon, they are going to be benefited by using all this big data. Is it fine? Up to here, it is okay. The same thing I have depicted in next slide. Same thing in text format I have depicted in cost saving times. And just now we have covered all this aspect. Fine. So social media listening. So social medias are also benefited by using big data. And now we are going to boost the customer acquisition and retention. So we are going to retain that customer. So it is very, very important. Retention of a customer is important. It is not that merely. once a while some customer bought your product. Rather, he must be really very much interested in going for your product only, because he knows that you're providing the entire thing in time, the service are being provided in time, at the same time the product is really good, so they are going to create some faith on your particular product, isn't it? So retention is also very, very important. We are supposed to keep the customer for particular product, or for particular suppose some faiths are being developed. Say, as for example, if you're going to go for Amazon, the moment you're going to say Amazon, you're going to say, yeah, we used to get good product most of the time. Now, maybe 95% it is correct, may not be 100%, but most of the time you're going to build some faith on that. So solve advertiser problem of offering market and insight. So we are going to see the insight of that particular customer, and ultimately we are going to develop that. Clear? And we are going to offer some of the because so he is one of the precious customer, so we don't want to lose that. So we are going to offer something new. So for each and every customer, we are not going to offer, but the customer which is really buying a lot of product for me, so I'm going to give some sort of benefit so that he can attach himself with our product, with our sites, isn't it? So the driver of innovation and product development. So ultimately, big data is going to, है ना, this is one of the driver of innovation. So it is going to have some innovation for the new product, because by seeing the data, by seeing the customer response, by seeing the customer choice, we are going to modify the product. We are going to update our product, and hence this innovation comes in picture. है ना? New, we are going to inculcate new things in that particular product. So big data helps in that sense also. So these are some drawbacks. So obviously some advantages also associated with some disadvantages. So obviously disadvantages are very less as compared to advantages of the big data. So we are going to see some of the disadvantage. So though they are very small, so traditional storage can cost lot of money and big storage. So obviously, if it is big, lot many datas are there. So we are supposed to store in, tera, zettabyte, petabyte, है ना, exabyte. In that case, we are supposed to store the entire data, and a bulk amount of hard disk, bulk amount of these storage devices are required. And even if you're just searching something, you cannot assume that you are producing, carbon in that case. Just by typing something, and you are just clicking, I don't know this word, what is the meaning of this word. So you are generating carbon. है So carbon is really very, very harmful for us. But that may be counted as one of the drawback. Clear? So you can see in Google also, just merely by searching a single word, how much carbon you have generated. Clear? Maybe in that earlier, this ACs were working. Now lot many servers are working, है ना? And that server has to be cooled down by your by using air condition, isn't it? Mechanical parts are there in laptop and this, so it generates lot many carbon. And merely just by writing single thing, we are thinking that we are not doing anything. Rather, we are generating huge amount of carbon, because it is going to contact a number of different servers in order to achieve that result. है So very fastly we are achieving that result. So this is very important, that big data is there. So obviously we need bulk amount of storage part. Maybe counted as one of the drawback. So a lot of big data is unstructured. Again, this is very important, because suppose it is not always in row and column format, is it? And it is not always in RDBMS format, that by using SQL query we are able to do some analysis, isn't it? So it is in unstructured format. So in that case, you need some different database like MongoDB. And MongoDB is going to handle this semi-structured, unstructured data, isn't it? So we are going to see that how these semi-structured data are going to be handled by MongoDB. So this is the part of your syllabus also, right? We will see. So it is unstructured. So when we are supposed to do some analysis on this unstructured data, on this video, audio, text, emojis. So lot many things are there. So we'll see how we are handling that data by using your like your Hadoop is there. By in that Hadoop, MapReduce is there, Yarn is there, Pig is there, Height is there. We will see one by one. So big data analysis violate privacy. So this is again one of the drawback, because all the data are being stored somewhere. Maybe the server of this USA, maybe server somewhere placed somewhere abroad. So they're keeping that data. So our data now it is there in the hands of some different country, isn't it? So because that data is being transferred from one server to another server, so anybody can hack. So obviously, lot many algorithms are there to prevent this. I mean, cyber security and all these things are there. They are maintaining their, I mean, hiding their thing by using cryptography and all that. But still, I mean, very wise persons are there, because I mean, human being made this computer, isn't it? So they can hide, they can, I mean, take your data, and then this privacy may be breached. So this privacy is very important, and your personal data is there, your personal video audio is there. You don't want to disclose that audio, don't want to send the data in your media, isn't it? So this is very, very important. So this, I mean, this is one of the very big drawback and of this big data, that this entire data is being sent to some third party. Now, next drawback, it can be used for manipulation of customers' record. So if it goes in wrong hand, so any sort of manipulation can be done, isn't it? So anybody can change the record of that particular, suppose, customer. So this is also one of the drawback. It may increase the social stratification. So obviously it may increase the social, in society, or in some sort of your some dissatisfaction is there. So ultimately it is going to increase that, so societal. So it is saying that we are going to segregate the data, है ना? So satisfaction, it is saying that we are segregating. Say, as for example, by using your hierarchy, we are going to segregate, like say, in the age of, suppose, between the age 10 to 20, between the age 20 to 30, between the age 30 to 40. So in that way, we are segregating the data. We are segregating the data based on the liking, isn't it? Say, as for example, if the person who is having the age, suppose 60, so he may not be liking that laptop, he may not be liking the laptop, mobile, latest mobile, so on and so forth, isn't it? Clear? So based on that, they are going to analyze the data. They are going to segregate the data. Clear? So satisfaction, it is saying that we are segregating the data based on the different feature. It not only we are segregating the data by using age, rather by n number of different ways we are segregating the data. Clear? So that may be counted as one of the drawbacks. Needs to be analyzed for longer duration to leverage its benefit. So in order to get benefit, in order to hold the benefit, ultimately we are going to go for longer duration period. So it is not merely within 1 hour date you are going to analyze the data. So you need to have the entire history of the data, so that you can predict the future. Clear? So it is not merely for one day. If you are going to get the data, analyze the data, and you are going to predict the data for next 10 years, isn't it? So you need to have bulk amount of data. I mean, you are supposed to extract the data from the data warehouse, isn't it? And then ultimately you are going to go ahead. So the old data is very, very important for me. History, I mean, historical data is important. Then only we can predict the coming 5 years or 6 years of that data, or 10 years of data. Clear? Now, big data analysis result in misleading sometimes. So this is also the case, that result in misleading. Say some of the data is not there, some of the data is missing, isn't it? And I'm going to take some step based on that particular data. Clear? Say, as for example, say, uh, suppose you are going to take some record. In that particular record, age is not there, isn't it? So in that case, you are supposed to identify that age, है ना? So the age, so you are going to put zero in that case, because you want to analyze the data. You want to take, suppose, mean of that data, mean of the, or standard deviation of that particular age. But since that particular data is not there, and you cannot take the standard deviation, you cannot take the mean. So ultimately, you are going to put zero, isn't it? Sometime you are going to put. So this zero is not the correct data. Clear? So it is going to mislead, because zero means the person hasn't born yet, and age is zero. So in that case, you are supposed to choose the data wisely. And somebody is going to put the mean of that particular missing data is going to be taken care by mean of the entire ages and all that. So that can be taken care of. So it may be misleading sometime, not always. Now, a speedy update in the data can also mismatch the real figures. Clear. So you want to give the data, you want to analyze the data. So if even though if you are having a very less amount of data, you are going to make the model. So I mean, if the data is very less and it is not ample amount of data is not there, so ultimately it is going to be, and that in exact mismatching is going to be there. Your accuracy may not reach to that. May not reach to 95% or quite close to 100%. Rather, it may be your 80, 85, 60. So it is not, a good ratio in that case. Fine. So this is all about your drawback and your this one.
Excuse me, sir.
Anyone
Sir?
wants to ask something? कुछ पूछना चाह रहे हैं?
Yes, sir. थर्ड पॉइंट बता दीजिए सर एक बार,
Third
प्राइवेसी
point.
वाला.
Third which one? This
सर
privacy.
थर्ड पॉइंट, एनालिसिस वायलेट्स प्राइवेसी.
अच्छा अच्छा, एक मिनट, थोड़ा मैं साउंड बढ़ा देता हूँ. This one, the big data analysis violate principle of privacy, isn't it? बेटा यही वाला.
यस सर, यस सर,
Who is
यही
asking?
वाला
कौन
सर.
पूछ रहा है? अभिराज, isn't it?
हाँ. जी सर.
Okay. Third point. That is all about your big data analysis violate principle of privacy. यही पूछ रहे हैं ना, तो प्राइवेसी में, सो सपोज माई डेटा इज देयर, isn't it? But the moment you are going to apply some app, if you're going to install some app, so they are going to ask you whether you want to go for this. We are going to take your um, for analysis. I'm going to take your phone number. I'm going to take your all videos. I may be able to take your all images that is stored there. है ना? Suppose you have taken the clip of your check. है ना? There you are going to put some signature. So don't want to disclose all this, but knowingly or unknowingly, we are giving all this to third party hand, isn't it? We are giving the entire data to third party. Yes, because the entire data are being saved somewhere in the server. And even in on WhatsApp, if you are providing some audio, text, or this one, so they are able to take the entire data. Otherwise, they are not going to allow you to install their app. Might have seen that if you're installing some app, they are asking, and we are going to take this, then you are going to click OK, 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 and then ultimately that particular app is going to be installed. Clear? So all the data are there in their hand, which is really very private one, and I don't want to disclose your own family videos or party or your image and all that. But and knowingly or unknowingly, we are supposed to install that app, and without, I mean. Agreeing with that agreement, है ना, you are unable to do that. So, and knowingly or unknowingly, we are doing that. We are allowing everything to take, है ना, from our mobile, है ना. So that is going to be taken care. That control we have given to them, and they can play with our data. So this is going to breach our privacy. Is that clear?
यस सर, यस.
Okay,
क्लियर. थैंक यू
fine,
सर.
fine. Okay, now coming back to your digital data. So this is another topic, again quite in line with that part. So let's go for this digital data type, and then we are going to go for history, isn't it? So let me increase the size. Okay. So the digital data type. So here basically we are going to talk about the three different data types that we are going to use. है ना? So one is your structured data, another is semi-structured data, है ना? And last is your unstructured data. And so lot many times we discussed about this structured, semi-structured, unstructured data, isn't it? So one by one we are going to see. So structured data, that is we are already using by using your RDBMS, that you have already done using Oracle and all that. So that is structured data. Everything is stored in your row and column format. Clear? Semi-structured means suppose you are using JSON, XML, CSV files. So that is coming under the semi-structured data. Means it is not exactly structured, but to some extent, we can say half of the data are structured, half of the data are unstructured. And last is your unstructured data. Means here we are talking about the data which is unstructured, like your audio. You are sending audio through your WhatsApp. You are sending, suppose, videos. You are sending images, and you are sending emojis and all that. So that is unstructured data. Clear? So this digital data we are talking, we are going to talk about three different type of data. Fine. So structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Now, coming to the very first one, that is structured data. So just now I talked about this structured data, isn't it? So structured data is going to have the entire thing in your row column format. And by using your SQL, that is structured query language, we are able to analyze the data. Clear? So that is what is called structured data. Fine. So we already know that even in last semester also you have done this structured query language. By using a structured query language, you retrieved the data, you did some analysis, and a name start with capital letters, salary is greater than 20,000, or I want to see all the constant of EMP table and all that. So you have done this analysis by using your structured data. Clear? So we are familiar with this structured data. Huh? So it concerns all the data which can be stored in database SQL. And by using SQL, we can retrieve the contents of the table. And all the data are being stored in your row column format. So we are familiar with this structured data. So there we are going to have some key, that may be some relational key, because lot many keys are there, isn't it? Like more candidate keys are there, your foreign key is there, primary key is there. So different keys are there. So by using that key, we are able to join different types of table, isn't it? And then ultimately we are able to map, and we are going to extract the exact data that we require. So we have done this relational keys also, and that is there in your structured data. Okay. Today, those data are almost processed in development and simplest way in managing the information. So it is one of the simplest way to manage a particular information, that just by writing one line of SQL query, we are able to see the output. है ना? Like suppose your employer is saying that I want the all the employees who belongs to Meerut. Clear? So you are going to trace the district, है ना, district column, and you are going to write the SQL query, select staff from, suppose EMP is the name of the table, to select staff from EMP, where DIST, suppose district is your DIST, where district is equal to, within single quotes, Meerut. So all the employees are going to be displayed on the screen. Just by merely writing single SQL query, we are going to analyze. We are going to check the data which is really required for me. Clear? So any sort of, any sort of output we can generate if it is there in a structured format. Clear? That you have already done in previous semester also using your DBMS. But unfortunately, only 5 to 10% of the data are there. That is your structured nowadays. है ना? Every time we are not giving the data in structured format. Clear? You are sending the PDF file, you are sending the audio, you are sending video, you are sending emojis, you are sending different GIF files are there. So these are not structured. It is not saved in row and column format. Clear? So in that case, we are going to analyze, and we are going to see the sentiments of that particular customer by using that data. And a lot many words are going on under this sentiment analysis, even in NLP also, natural language processing. So how to understand what basically customer wants to say by using that emojis, by using that videos, by using that audio, and by using that image. Clear? So merely 5 to 10% of the data are structured. Around 80% of the data are unstructured nowadays. Bulk amount of data is coming. Now, these are the, just now we discussed about this semi-structured data, that is CSV files are there, and JSON files are there, XMLs are there. Yeah. So these are called semi-structured data. So this is coming under the semi-structured data part. Fine. So coming back to this one. So semi-structured data is information that doesn't reside in a relational database. It is not always in row and column format, that we discussed just now, but does have some organizational properties that make it easier to analyze. So obviously, it is little bit easier as compared to unstructured data, but again, it is not as easy as your structured data. Clear? So in some format, we can analyze the data by using this. Fine. So with some process, you can store them in relational database. So obviously, semi-structured data can be stored somewhere in the database in order to go for analysis purpose by using your SQL query. That can be taken care of. Clear? But in that case, all the data are not like that. But to some extent, semi-structured data we are able to change the entire thing in your this relational database, like CSV files are there. All the values are going to be taken care by, suppose comma separated values are there, and we are sending the entire data to Excel sheet, and from Excel sheet also you can import the entire thing back to your any of the database. Clear? So that can be done. To some extent, we can store the semi-structured data in your in a structured database. Clear? In relational database. So that is to some extent it is possible, and then we can do analysis by using your SQL query. So these are the examples of semi-structured. Suppose somebody is asking what are the examples for this semi-structured data, so you can cite that is CSV files are there, JSON files are there, XMLs are there. Clear? CSV is your comma separated values, isn't it? JSON files are there, JavaScript object notation is there, JSON, and this XML that you already know, extensible markup language. Clear? So by using this, we are able to play with your semi-structured data. We can analyze these semi-structured data. Now coming to your unstructured data. And again here, unfortunately, only around 10% of the data are 5 to 10% of the data are there in semi-structured. But most of the data nowadays is your unstructured. Around 80% of the data is your unstructured. Now coming to your unstructured data. So just now we discussed about 80% of the data are unstructured in different format, in discrete format, in audio, video, image, emojis, lot many different ways are there to predict our emotions. So 80% of the data are unstructured, and we have to work on that. That's why this big data came in picture for analysis. Clear? It is not very easy task to analyze this unstructured data. That's why this big data came in picture. Okay, so it often includes your text file, media file contents. है ना? So not only text media, there may be your audio, video, photos, your emojis, different types of images are there by which you can predict your emotions. Clear? So some of the examples are there, that email message are there, word processing documents are there, and simple documents are there, maybe separated by comma or separated by some delimiters, colon and all that. Videos, photos, audio files, presentations. So in different discrete different formats are there. Web pages, and many kinds of the business documents are there, that is there in different format, like PDF format, doc format, and a .ps format. Different formats are there, quite difficult to analyze. Clear? But that data is very useful for me. If we are able to descend in that particular data, if you are able to see insight of that particular data, so that is really helpful for me. So unstructured data is everywhere nowadays. Everywhere unstructured data are there. है ना? With your mobile computing, even you are talking something to somebody, है ना? That particular data are being taken care of. Even nowadays, you are able to see if you're watching, suppose YouTube videos. So if you're going to on your caption, so you can see the text also, what he is basically speaking, isn't it? Even though you don't know German language, even though you don't know suppose French language, Chinese language, so in that case, if you're going to switch on that caption, and so in that case you are able to see the different words that is going to be there, that is spoken by that particular guy in that video, and so you can see that by turning on the caption. Clear? And by using that text, you can identify what is the main emotion, what is the main theme of that particular video. Clear? And again, you can go for some analysis of that video. So even some projects are going on. So they are converting that video in text format, and then they are analyzing the data. Okay. Even suppose some videos are there, you want to categorize that video. So it's very difficult to categorize that video, isn't it? Like game videos are there, educational videos are there, healthcare videos are there. You want to categorize that data. So by using that caption, by using that text that is hidden in that particular video, you can do that. Clear? Now coming to your, so this unstructured data is everywhere. Everywhere we are going to get this unstructured data. So up to here, any doubt is there, students?
No, sir.
Fine. So next point we are going to see. In fact, most individual and organization conduct their analysis around the unstructured data. So they have to do. There is no other option. They cannot get the structured data. So almost most of the organizations are playing with this unstructured data. And the moment they are going to see the insight of that unstructured data, they are going to conquer anything. That entire world is there in their on their fingertips. They can do anything, any sort of, because just now we talked about this data is oil, very precious thing for any of the organization, even not only organization, for any of the country. And if you are going to have ample amount of data, isn't it? So you can do anything. So data is very important. Say you know the position of your enemy, you know the I mean from where they can come, how to target that, isn't it? So DRDO, ISRO, all I mean different organizations are working, and they are really focusing on precious data, isn't it? If they are having the data, they can do anything. They can change the game. So this is all about that big data. So unstructured data, again, this is unstructured data can be generated by machine. At the same time, it can be generated by your human being also. So we are operating WhatsApp and all that, WhatsApp social sites, Instagram, Telegram, lot many sites, lot many different apps are there. We are generating the data, and some of the time these machines are also generating the data. So we'll see how the machines are generating the data. Like say, we launch some satellites. By using satellite, we can see the map. Google Earth is there and all that. So these machines are generating bulk amount of data. So we'll see both these data, human generated as well as machine generated. Fine. So just as with structured data, unstructured data is either machine generated and human generated. Fine. Just now we talked about this. It may be generated by machine or it may be generated by human being, isn't it? So lot many sensors are there, lot many. Which is going to go for acquisition of the data, like by using IoT or something. So just by sitting at one place, you are able to switch on your, gadgets. You are able to switch on or switch off your machines, your microwave, your washing machine, by using IoT. So suppose you forgot to switch off your this electricity, or suppose tube light or fan. So just by sitting at any place, you can do that. You can switch on, you can switch off the entire data. So again, that particular data is being generated. So whatever the data that you have installed in your that particular place, suppose you install your camera in your house, again that is generating some data. Yeah. And by seeing that a camera, that we talked about your breaching the privacy, so that possibilities are there, that third party hand, we are giving the entire data by installing the camera in our house, or by, because that is the requirement nowadays. You want to see any robbery of thief, or any suppose some child is there, you want to monitor. So fortunately or unfortunately, we are sending the data, we are giving the data to third party. Okay. So now let's see what is all about your machine generated and human generated data. Now coming to machine generated. So let's talk about the satellite images. Satellite, just now we talked about this Google Earth and all that. So it is capturing the data. It is really, from time to time, it is changing the algorithm. It is manipulating the data. It is trying to give exact efficient data within fraction of time. So ultimately, all these things are basically using this big data. So by using this big data, na, from time to time, this Google is updating. Na, Google Earth is there, so it is updating its own data. Clear? So suppose some problem is there, some tunnels are there. है ना? Might have seen that while going inside the tunnel, you may not be able to see the exact data. And a black screen will be there. So in that case, I mean, from time to time, they are going to see this is the starting of the tunnel, this is the end of the tunnel. That means somewhere this particular tunnel is already there. Getting? So this is again the advantage, or you may say disadvantage, for if it is going in the wrong person hand. So they are going to identify the bunker, or they are going to identify the tunnel and all that. Suppose some military guys are there, they are carrying mobile. So the moment they are going to go in bunker, so they are going to identify, okay, immediately I lost some connection. That means he must have gone somewhere, and every time when he is going to go in this particular position, है ना, so this mobile data goes off. It is not working properly, or the signals are weak, है ना, signals are attenuated. So they are judging each and everything, and they are going to analyze. Okay, possibilities are there. This may be one of the military area, cantonment area. So this may be one of the bunker in which these militaries are hiding himself, isn't it? So lot many secret things are there. By using satellites, है ना, they are trying to analyze the data. So if any country is having ample amount of data, he can do anything, and that country uh, uh, can rule anywhere, isn't it? Now coming to the next part, scientific data. Okay, so scientific data, like we are talking about your energy, we are talking about your rainy weather. It will rain today, it will not rain. And scientific data are there. Atmospheric pressures are there. Atmospheric data are there. Seismic imaginaries are there, like tectonic plates are there. So you are going to, you are going to have some vibration, on the earth itself. That is what is all about. Your seismic images are there. So in this way, scientific data are also generating, contributing some data to the particular machine, है ना? So this machine is itself acquiring the data. Like suppose some vibrations are there in Richter scale, suppose 7.1, something like this. So they are acquiring the data that this place is very prone to earthquake, or very prone to this. It is one of the dangerous place and all that. So they are going to analyze the data. So rarely they are going to make multi-story building in that particular region, because they know that earthquake is most probably the possibilities are there that earthquake is going to be there. So in that case, they are not going to make high-rise towers. So it is helpful for us also, है ना? So big data is helpful for, and in most of the cases, is really beneficial for us. So scientific data is again important part. Photographs and videos, so that is again being generated by machine itself. So you install some, camera, so it is generating the data. Even somewhere live videos, you can watch live videos, that is free of cost. You can see live videos just by putting the IP address. So again, it is generating the data, and you can do some analysis by using that data, है ना? Traffic, how much traffic is there, whether I should go for flyover in that particular area or not, or without flyover it is going to work, and seeing that traffic. So surveillance systems are there, security, है ना? So everywhere, and we are going to see that videos and photographs is going to play a vital role. Radar and sonar, isn't it? So by using that radar, we are able to identify some radio. By using that radio signal, we are able to see whether some intruders are there, or like drones are there. They are sending some drones in order to analyze, in order to take the video, audio, and all that, images. Okay, so these are being generated by machine. Sonar in oceans also, we are able to see that suppose some ship is drawn, है ना? So ultimately by using sonar we are able to identify. It is going to send the sound signal, and that signal is going to reflect back. If time span is very less, so in that case they are going to identify some metallic something is there. So possibilities are there that ship might have drawn somewhere here. Clear? So in this way, they are going to, this big data helps in that respect also. Now, this is all about your human generated. So what is the time? Let me check. Oh, sorry. So let's stop over here. You're going to have some different class also, na? Okay, let's stop over here. ठीक है बेटा, you may quit. All of you may quit. So I'm going to stop recording.
Attendance.